एनी थोड़ा अपने राइट पे आ जाए भाई. Yes, you could hear me right now. I was co-directing my fellow founder of 420 grams. हमने उनको आज बीच की आज गद्दी दी है भाई. ये वो वाली गद्दी है जहाँ पे वो बोलते नहीं, बंदे नहीं बैठते. वो कहते जी वोट लो, वोट अक्यूमुलेट करने के बाद हाथ यहाँ से उठेगा बीच से कि ये और नहीं. Thank you so much for joining us on 420 grams. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. We had actually planned to do something on the 4 playoff spots that will be taken up by the ISL, and then you know how the league stage would have gone by. But उसके बीच में बुड़ूम आ गया जी कोच साहब का न्योता कि स्टीमैच साहब is there. He is in the picture. और 38 खिलाड़ियों की यहाँ पे उन्होंने of course अर्जी रखी है, who will be coming together for the 2 friendlies in Bahrain. 2 of course games that India is playing in preparations for their final round of the Asian Cup qualifying 2023. We're joined by Jaydeep Basu, we have Siddhanth, Aney, my name is Arjun, and in some time from now we'll also be joined by former India captain Renedy Singh, because we're going to be talking about the probables, and everyone's sort of going to give their thoughts on the kind of players he's brought and also the core that he's trying to build of this team going forward, which is pretty evident in the players that he's called up. But before that, आज मुझे मिला है एक बड़ा जेम, तो बड़े ध्यान से सीट बेल्ट लगाइए और गाना सुनिए. देखो जी, इससे पहले कि आप सोचो क्या बकवास चल रहा है, मैं तो ये कह रहा हूँ हम अपनी लॉयल्टीज आपके सामने रख रहे हैं. इंडियन टीम की बात करेंगे, जो खिलाड़ी इंडिया के लिए खेलेंगे उनके बारे में बात करेंगे, तो ऐसा ना समझो कि आप एंटी नेशनल वाले फीलिंग्स हम आपको दे रहे हैं. हम बोल रहे हैं कि इंडिया इज द बेस्ट ईस्ट और वेस्ट, एंड we're talking about what we think is going to be the best team that can of course get together for the friendlies. Sir, how have you been, Jaydeep sir? It's been a crazy game in the ISL. I'm waiting for Renedy. 4-2 is what I saw. I think 82 minutes had gone. Goa was leading, and I've just looked at it. 4-4. क्या बात है भाई, बुड़म बुड़म गोल बजेगी सीटी.
Too many goals,
गोल ही उड़ रहे.
Yeah. 2-0, then 2-2. Yeah, Goa is a bit lucky to score the second goal. That penalty was a bit, I don't know. Okay, but now all 4 teams have qualified. So what is the one?
So what is the four who's won the league, sir?
Tomorrow we will decide now who will win the league, whether Jamshedpur or Mohun Bagan, ATK Mohun Bagan rather. But I think Jamshedpur is going to win because Jamshedpur has, I think, 40 points. I think 40 points, and ATK Mohun Bagan has 37 points. And even if Mohun Bagan beat Jamshedpur, unless they beat them by a dozen goals or half a dozen goals or something, in that case, I think Jamshedpur is going to win the league on the basis of their better goal.
Wow, Aney bhai, that's quite a story for that team, huh?
I think
it's barely been 3 years, or how long has it been, sir, for them?
No, but this season also nobody, I think, actually, frankly speaking, I didn't expect them to win. I thought Hyderabad will win. Hyderabad, I always thought the best team in the tournament. But they won 6 matches on the trot, which is really something. Although 18 points in 6 matches, I don't think anybody expected. And the coach, what is the name of the gentleman? Mr. Coyle, I think who was previously in chair. Owen Coyle was in. He should be credited for having a team which is not exactly the perhaps not the best team, but if they win, they are the best team certainly. But on paper, they didn't look the best team at the start of the tournament. But they proved themselves. That is the thing. A lot of things I liked. Like you say that he released Valskis in the middle of the season.
Yes.
And we all thought that I don't know why he's going to, and then took that East Bengal fellow Chima Chukwama or whatever his name. And who was a downright flop in East Bengal, could manage only 2 goals, and having come here, he has already scored 7 goals and doing so well for Jamshedpur. So
he a footballer, sir. टीम स्पोर्ट,
Yeah.
एक का पत्ता कहीं चलता नहीं, दूसरा पत्ता चल जाता है वहां पे वो.
So that means the coach gentleman that Koel has really managed the side well. That he
Yeah.
credit must be given to him for doing
ये
such
गुड
a good
कोचिंग हो
job.
गई है एक्चुअली, आंख अच्छी है.
बहुत ही अच्छा, बहुत ही. Even in Chennai he did a good job, and in Jamshedpur he has again, and he has, and I think when his football is understood even by a person like me, that means he has kept it very simple.
Yeah.
Because I am tired of watching, listening to 3-2-5, 4-3-2,
I
and
agree with you. मैं भी
all
थक
the
गया हूँ. मैं क्या
all
एग्जाम चल रहा है, ये पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है. 1
all
inverted, 2
all
outside.
all the great coaches who never won a match perhaps in their lives will come and tell you about this. So I'm quite I'm so this is he played
false
very
nine.
simple false nine, but actually this team had a false nine, whatever, but he did a brilliant job, I think.
हमारे स्ट्राइकर जो हैं, जो बीच में बैठे हैं, सर अनम्यूट करो अपने आप को, because since we're talking about Jamshedpur, they have a boy by the name of Ishaan Pandita, who, okay, yeah, he's played less than 400 minutes. I don't know how many minutes. I think even less than that. So how many minutes has he played in total? There was a stat that had come out.
I didn't check it.
It was not much. Well, barely anything. But what minutes come the, but it showed that there are a number of goals. So whenever he's come on, he scored, or every 2 matches he scored. That for me is like, come on. You have a guy like that, and you haven't called him for the camp. I didn't get it. Why have you not called him for the camp? If you're in Stimac is this thing, our producer has the probables list, so I'll show it to you, because आप ये ना समझो कि I'm bluffing you right now कि मैं गेम खेल रहा हूँ आपके साथ. उसको नहीं बुलाया लड़के को आपने कैंप में. मनवीर लिस्टन, सुनील रहीम.
Manveer Liston, Sunil Rahim, other 4.
Whenever he comes on, every 2 games he's scoring. You don't have these players, and he's playing in the middle. Liston, Manveer are playing out wide. Suddenly you have to change roles, come and do that for, I don't know, or you can have 3 going in front if you want, however you want to play it, or 4-2-3-1, whatever the scene is. Why would you not call him?
I can't say, man. I'm not really sure. I guess except
7 goals for 40 minutes. आ गया chat पे आके. 7 goals for 40 minutes in 2 seasons.
Except for the argument that I think we've several people have made before on the show, saying that international football is a leap up from the standard of the ISL, and having an impact sub like Pandita come on and do the kind of things that he's done, not just this season but last season also, he had an impact, and he has been part of the senior national team setup, although I don't think he's gotten a senior game yet.
Right, when he played, when he was given a actual run for this thing, is when the Champions League he played for Goa. That was at a time when उसको अकेले आगे छोड़ दिया था. वो वाला गेम है, याद है? और उसने बस वर्क रेट दिखाया, भागा काम किया है. मैं कह रहा हूँ क्वालिटी हो ना हो ठीक है, वो आपकी मर्जी है, बट यू कांट डिनाई द फैक्ट कि लड़के में गोल्स हैं. अभी फिर गोल मार के गया है, सब्स्टिट्यूट से निकल के आया, गोल मार के चले गए.
And just looking at some of the other players who are in this 38 man list, probables list, including I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goalkeepers.
5 goalkeepers.
I feel like definitely there is room to, there was the possibility to include someone like Pandita. You have 5 goalkeepers and only 4 strikers in your probables list. Of these 4 strikers, I don't see. I see all 4, honestly speaking, going into the final squad. So maybe that's
Rahim
the plan.
Ali also. Rahim Ali is at
Oh, certainly, very. Yeah, and his half he played very well.
Very much so.
Very well. Yeah.
So I mean, looking at this again, looking at the probables list and at what we know, we don't know much about Mr. Stimac's thought process, unfortunately. But what we know of having seen him in charge of the squad, I think now the focus is clearly on picking a squad that will get the job done. Because if by any stretch of whatever, so the next 2 friendlies are going to be unlike. I mean, there are new players. I think 8 new players in the squad in the probables list. But unless any of those 8 really kind of stand out, I don't think there will be too many changes in the final.
Roshan, of course, गोल आप सर मुझे गोल बता दो कौन है International level. You're saying step up. Liston को हमने step up में देखा था. Not saying he has a bad player. He had a fantastic season. You can count him as one of the standout players of the season, but yet to do so at the international level. So
no, I mean,
I don't know. So when you have a boy who scores goals,
part in the end there, I think let's start at the back where I think the most serious problems with our squad lie. You know,
where for you exactly is that?
Central defense,
stopper,
heart of defense. Yeah.
You don't think Sandesh can get his game back? Chinglan Sena and Sandesh together is a decent partnership. Why?
Okay, fair enough. But that leaves very little room for any kind of injury, any kind of COVID situation, any kind of card situation. Because remember, this is going to be played in a central kind of venue. So it'll be like a round-robin league kind of situation. I think cards will be carried. So our guys are, Sandesh and all are, full-blooded tacklers. They are not averse to picking up cheap or senseless sometimes cards. So then you are again back in the situation where you need to put someone like Subhashish Bose in that central defender spot. You're again kind of using the versatility of players you have to kind of fit in there. I don't know if Narendra Gehlot, depending on how he's on the fitness front and how he's maturing as a player, perhaps he's a good third option at centre back.
He played well in the under 23 at least.
But to me, so having Ruiva Hormipam not in the squad stands out as like the.
Why? But even your Roshan Singh, he stands out. But are you sincerely, seriously expecting them to suddenly step up to international level in 2 games?
I'm not suddenly, but again,
when your focus is June,
squad.
Calcutta June.
38-member squad. You look at the midfielders that we've packed into the squad.
तो आपने मतलब बारात निकलाई है वहाँ पे तो.
I mean, and even some of the fullbacks, for that matter. I mean, why do we? I see a situation where we require Ashutosh Mehta and Seriton and Ashish Rai and Rahul Beke and Subhashish Bose and Akash Mishra and Mandar Rao Desai. मतलब ये 7 प्लेयर आप कितने फुल बैक्स खिलाएंगे आप एक गेम में? सारे फुल बैक्स ही खिलाने का अगर आइडिया है तो अलग.
और एक लड़का जो गोल मार रहा है आपने उसको बुलाया नहीं, मतलब मार देता है जब भी उसको चांस मिलता है.
Then let's come to midfield also. I think maybe these boys are not there at all. So I guess that
midfield first. All the best leading all the names because then वो कल तक कहानी खत्म होगी.
That doesn't figure anywhere. But no. So guys like Suresh Wangjam not being in there, he's a utility player. He's an engine player. He's a guy who can be used. Sorry?
Are you sure it's form related? I don't think it's form related with Suresh.
Maybe not form. I don't know. Is he injured? Jaydeep Basu?
Could be.
Guys on the chat. I don't know. Someone probably knows better. But it's not like these friendlies are happening tomorrow or the day after, right? So even if it is some kind of temporary thing.
Suresh injured. आ गया chat पे. Suresh injured. Suresh is part of your core, भाई. So Suresh will be there. He is your part of your core. वो तो चलेगा आगे.
हाँ तो मुझे ये थोड़ा बहुत लगा कि I think
सर पिछले शो में नहीं मैं कह रहा हूँ पिछले शो में जयदीप सर की हमने ये बात करी थी कि कैंप में आप बुलाओ जितनों को बुलाना है, रिवॉर्ड देम फॉर हैविंग अ गुड सीजन, एटलीस्ट लेट देम कम फॉर द कैंप, राइट? फिर आपने जो आगे टीम लेनी है जो ले वो आप आगे लेके आपको डिफेंस प्रॉब्लमेटिक लग रहा है क्या सेंटर बैक?
नहीं, problematic क्या है? Whatever he has called. Actually, he has called 38 players. I think looking at the camp initially, because 4 teams have already qualified for the playoffs. He will miss the players from those 4 teams in his start of the camp. He has already said that I am going to prune the probables. That could be one of the reasons he has called a large number of players, because otherwise it will be difficult for him to go for practice. आपको 2 टीम करके कभी खिलाना है 22 प्लेयर की, तो फिर थोड़ा क्योंकि आपके काफी प्लेयर्स नहीं होगा ना, they will slowly get into the camp because of the playoffs.
Can you understand the Pandita omission then?
The Pandita omission, I'm also a bit surprised because I thought
he was there part of your camp building up.
No, he last time he was there. And another thing is that like today I was talking to one of the coaches in ISL. He told me a very funny thing. He says, I would have called Pandita, not because he's he said, I'm not getting into the debate of whether he's technically great or bad or mediocre or whatever. He says, I will call him because we are footballers and we believe in luck. And this boy has a luck of scoring.
Yeah, of course.
So
Hands
like
down.
I will go back to a situation where I can't name the gentleman. Actually, he is no more with us. He scored a hat-trick in international football in for India. And one of the players who played with him, he told me that the first goal was scored because the ball hit him and went into the goal. The second goal is scored because it hit his knee and went into the goal. And third time, lucky something, there was a massive jumble up in front of the goal, and he managed to kick it without looking at the goal, and it went. And he has an international hat trick against his name. And then the gentleman said, because it's luck, football is such luck. So Ishaan Pandita also, and I shouldn't say that Ishaan Pandita scored everything by luck, because in the last match or previous floor, he scored a beautiful goal. Yes. I liked his goal. It was a brilliant
you see the
goal.
timing. You see the timing that he's scoring.
He could have scored another, which the ball flew and he flicked it and it didn't connect properly. Whatever. So perhaps he could have been taken, but defense में तो problem क्या है, उसको सबको ही ले लिया है आप देखो. But only thing is that Roshan Singh, only new boy is the Roshan Singh, and Roshan Singh has impressed me. If you ask me, I liked him because he keeps the ball at the right places. He has a good centers. Everything. I liked him. Only thing is that Roshan Singh is not a very tall boy. So I have generally seen foreign coaches like very tall boys, and unless they are exceptionally good. So maybe the coach thinks that
I think his selection is more come be part of the camp. Let me reward you for having a good season.
Could be, but camp can be demotivating also at times. It can because when you are going there knowing that I am not going to be selected,
then you can sense it very quickly.
You know कौन है इसमें जल्दी पता चल जाता है. तो so जो भी है, लेकिन to my mind, I think Akash Rai is one of the best defenders in the country. Akash Mishra is one of the best defenders.
But I think he now needs to replicate that going forward internationally.
He does doing very well.
He's not coming into his own right now. अभी आएगा slowly. बनेगा बाद में.
Rahul Beke को I don't know whether he will play as a centre back or not. But centre back का problem तो है इंडिया में. ये तो कोई मतलब there is no second say.
ये समझ में नहीं आया ये क्या हो गया ये.
मतलब it is sudden because of the foreign ये also.
It's crept up on us. Huh? Suddenly we also used to go striker.
And yesterday, now you have got four foreigners. So some of the Indians are getting chance. But yesterday I saw one of India's famous players who was captain of India for a long time has given an interview in which said that ISL needs five foreigners instead of 4.
Right?
So
what is the thinking, sir?
He says that ISL is not getting any good. So 5 foreigners are needed.
They are not
so
up to the
I
mark.
thought that
Baichung ने बोला ना?
हाँ?
भूटिया भाई ने बोला ना?
Yeah.
I didn't understand the thinking. Saying the level of the game is going down, so you need to bring in 5 foreigners.
Basically, देखने लायक नहीं हो रहा है यार. टेलीविजन पे देखा नहीं जा रहा है.
देखने लायक हो रहा है. So this is a general understanding. I can again go back to a story. Yeah, talking about 1999. I was telling Priyaranjan Daswanshi that he was the president of the AFF at that time. I told him, दादा इसको आप 4 foreigners से क्यों कर लो, आप इसको 2 कर दो, फिर Indians को बहुत chance मिलेगा. Then he looked at me and says, फिर वो तू बैठ के देख नहीं पाएगा.
ये बात भी सही बोल. और
ये सीधे बोल दिया कि
the league, that was the logic of the league when the ISL was started also. They had the same logic. Maybe it was sort of constructed and put across to people in the sense that these foreign players will come bringing their experience and their expertise and their exposure and their technical greatness and all of that. And then because of playing with those guys, Indian players will get better.
And perhaps another thing is that could be the AFC rule also. Changes of AFC rule also has prompted. But this is one thing we discussed 3 months ago. At that time, nobody knew about it. that recommendations came, and we had a long discussion on this subject, if I remember correctly.
We did.
So that could be that time. Nobody, and now a lot of people are talking about it and discussing about it. But that time the recommendations came and we spoke about it. So it could be the final nail on India's whatever. So that could be one of the reasons that he has recommended 5 foreigners. So coming back to our centre back problem, that could be one of the reasons that now Rahul Beke.
वो लड़का कहाँ गया sir? जो Hakku. And there was another one who was part of the UAE friendlies. एंड में आया था, नॉर्थ ईस्ट का लड़का था वो.
हाँ, नॉर्थ वो उसका नाम था वो that gentleman boy. Yeah, long hairs and all.
Not long hair, sir. Not long hair. छोटे बाल.
Stylish hair. He is tall. You were talking about that centre back, na?
Yes,
yeah, centre back. I understand. I forget.
नाम भूल रहा हूँ उसका.
हाँ, जो भी है.
So वो भी नहीं है.
ठीक है. तो he has. See, he has watched
मशहूर आ गया ये चैट में ना लड़के अपने ना भाई
मशहूर
ये ना इट और ये निट जी सबको पीछे छोड़ देंगे, ये फट के आते हैं जवाब.
only thing is that he has given chance, I think, to everyone. 38.
Yeah,
how many more he can take? See how many players you have. If you take 7 players in 11 teams, you have 77 players together.
Yeah.
Out of 77, he has called 38. So you can't expect anything more. But the thing is that we have to think in one more way. That is, I'm not accusing anybody. It could be it's like that only. The situation is that Stimac has selected the team without watching even one match on the ground.
But वो उस पे देख सकता है. हाँ, ground पे नहीं.
There is I think off the ball, our expert has come. He will let us know, tell us that off the ball movement is also quite an important thing in football. But I am not blaming him because
I agree with you. वो टीवी पे नहीं दिखता.
Situation was like that he couldn't really do it. So बाकी मेरे को तो ठीक ही लगा. एक आध नाम जब भी आप करते हो, एक आध नाम तो like Bob Houghton used to say, if I select 50, then people will come out with 2 more names and say why these 2 have not been selected. So I better not discuss them. So यहाँ भी आप कह सकते हो, मतलब all of us can come up with a couple of names which
I'm sure could
have been there.
That's why the coach's name is always on the line. Firstly, I'd like to welcome Renedy भाई. जो मैं कहूँ कि जी रेनेडी भाई, ये तो एकदम जबरदस्त लुक लग रहा है आपका ये.
अरे सॉरी ब्रदर, आई वाज अटेंडिंग इवेंट, फिर उसके लिए आना पड़ा शो के लिए. फिर
रेनेडी भाई आप असलियत जड़ी बूटी का नाम दे दो, क्योंकि आज ना मैं बाहर गया हूँ और मेरे को बोला गया कि the amount you've aged in these 2 years, no one has aged in these 2 years. I look like I have 7 children.
No brother, you look great. You look great. To me, you look great.
But so have people.
दाढ़ी वाला भी अच्छा ही देख रहा है. दादा तो है ही है, लेकिन
दाढ़ी वाला तो गेम लगा रहा है सर, गेम खेलता है अर्जुन वो.
But people say I have also aged a lot in the last 2 years, which I feel.
Really?
No, Dada, not at all.
मेरे को भी यही बोल सर, मेरे को भी यही बोल.
Since 95 से देख रहा हूँ दादा, जयदीप दा 95 से देख रहा हूँ, एक ही है, no problem.
95, Jabalpur Nationals, huh?
95.
Jabalpur Santosh.
Renedy bhai, lovely to have you. Thank you for making time. We'll just put out these things for you, the probables first. आपको probables सिला रहे हैं. हमने ऑलरेडी बातचीत शुरू कर दी है. बातचीत शुरू हुई कि आपने 4 स्ट्राइकर बुलाए, पर जो लड़का जब भी उसको मौका मिलता है, एक या दुक्के मौके में गोल मार देता है, ईशान पंडिता. You persisted with him, but you didn't call him now. I don't understand the reasoning, because I am simply saying, if you have someone who can sniff a goal, he's a boy. If you see a majority of his goals, he sniffed them out. Gets 5 minutes, scores a goal. Would you have persisted with him? And what could be the reasoning to not calling him?
Actually, now for me, he has scored coming in for 5-10 minutes, but then whenever he played for 90 minutes, I think he couldn't prove like the way he couldn't prove like the way he has played whenever he come in for 5 or 10 minutes or 3 minutes or 4 minutes. I think he has got a good eye for the goal. I think he can smell the goal.
But, isn't that enough, Renedy?
But I think for me, I think he has tried. He has got a chance to prove, and he couldn't prove. I think he has played few matches. I think he started also. So the coach have gone for tried and tested one. I think he has enough chance to prove that he should be in Indian team. But yes, I think coach has gone for someone who he can trust more. As simple as that. But whatever Pandita, whenever he came on for Jamshedpur, he did well against us. Till 88 minutes, we were playing a draw with a team who is performing so well. Jamshedpur, Owen Cole, who is a great coach. He put in for last, 6-7 minutes, and he scored in 88 minutes. Me playing all Indians against Jamshedpur, he came on and scored in the corner kick. Yes, and he has done that. He has done that before with Goa also. But we can see that. But I think coach with the Indian teams, he couldn't do the same. So yes, he have to.
But Renedy, wouldn't you want someone like that in your team, Renedy? Doesn't he give you something to think off the bench?
Yeah, of course. Yes, to put in the last 5-10 minutes. Suppose if you are playing against Afghanistan, if you have 10 minutes and if nothing is going on right, I think a guy like Pandita, he can bring the change. So yes, I would have loved to cutting one midfielders or a defender, and I would have got in Pandita. And we all know that Pandita 90 minutes he didn't do well, and that's where he has to work on. But yes, like you said, I agree with you. For last 5-10 minutes, when something is not going right and nothing is going right, I think he is the one to try. But that's the coach's decision.
आपको एक बारी probables दिखा देते हैं. आपके आने से पहले हमारे एक्सपर्ट थे दाढ़ी वाले भाई, और दाढ़ी वाले भाई की आंख गई है डिफेंडर्स पे. हम स्ट्राइकर बोलते रहते हैं. भाई कह रहे हैं कि at the center of defense is an issue. If you look at the players he scored, and if you assume that Chinglen Sena and Sandesh are starting, and it doesn't go well, then what do you do?
Pritam Kotal is there, Ashutosh is there. So when you have, हम लोग बोला जाता है कि अभी आपने बोल रहा था कि Chinglen Sena and Sandesh अगर नहीं जाता है तो we have a player like Pritam Kotal who can play in the middle, a player like Veke who can play in the middle, Subhashish Bose who have already played in the middle and can play as a left side back also. So we have many players to play with.
Even Gelot is there.
We have many players to play with. Yeah.
For you, defense is fine.
No, but I would rate. So suppose दोनों अगर दोनों नहीं चलता है, Chinglen Sena और Sandesh नहीं चलता, तो we have got Pritam Kotal and Subhashish Bose, and we have done well. So I would go for them at least in the middle दो में. बेके का आगे I think वो दोनों का जाए. नरेंद्र गहलोत जैसा दादा ने बोला, but for me he still have a long way to go.
No, I said he, as a centre back he is also there. Whether he plays
as a centre back, दादा, मगर मैं उसका आगे गहलोत का आगे मैं चूज करूंगा सुभाषिश बोस और
of course
प्रीतम कोटाल.
तो
हाँ जी, दाढ़ी वाले भाई.
अर्जुन का क्वेश्चन था कि अगर चिंगलेन सना और संदेश जिंगा नहीं चला तो, so we still have few more players to play with. Yeah.
But I liked that fellow Renedy, that side back में वो Roshan Singh, I liked him.
दादा मैंने last time भी बोला, मैंने बोला सबसे आगे एक प्लेयर मेरे को बहुत ही सही लगा, वो है रोशन सिंह. 8 assists playing as a left side back और 8 assists करना, it's not easy. Of course I'm a Manipuri myself, ये Manipuri ये कुछ नहीं है, लेकिन side back खेलकर इतना 8 assists करना is something I think we don't see normal इसमें.
And one more thing I liked of him, liked of him, that he keeps the ball at the correct position. उसका बॉल जो आता है एकदम मतलब सही जगह पे आता है बॉल, इधर-उधर.
जरूर दादा, हम लोग देखा गया है. सुनील छेत्री is the main man for बेंगलुरु. आप कितना 5-7 साल से, लेकिन 2 मैच नहीं था ये बच्चा लड़का, लेकिन दोनों मैच ही हारा है. एंड हम लोग बोल के अगर बोलता है कि स्ट्राइकर इज द मेन पोजीशन और गोलकीपर इज द मेन पोजीशन, अभी देखा गया है कि कितना इंपॉर्टेंट पोजीशन है ये रोशन सिंह का वहाँ, और स्पेशली इतना डेड बॉल स्पेशलिस्ट है रोशन सिंह. कॉर्नर किक, फ्री किक्स इतना अच्छा मार, लेफ्ट राइट दोनों मार सकता है. एंड दे हैव स्कोर्ड so many goals from set pieces. So yeah, he will be important. And then but again the big question is a player like Liston Colasso and Roshan Singh, who is doing so well in ISL, but will they be able to do the same in will they be able to do the same in so that's the big question, Dada. I wish that I am hoping that they do well.
दाढ़ी वाले भाई आओ, डिफेंस. I can't hear you, bro. You're mute. We can't hear you. Okay, so we will move on. Sir, I'll start with you, sir. How glad are you? And Renedy, same question for you as well. Aney, are you back in or are you still out? How glad are you, Jaydeep sir, that
Should be back.
to
I
see
don't
the
know.
way Sahel's... You're back. You're back. Good to have you back. Before we go on to that one, bhai, batao, defense, you have anything else to say?
No, I was just asking Renedy his take on Hormipam not being in the list.
Injured apparently, the boy.
Probably. Huh?
Apparently injured is what they're saying in the chat.
But he has played the last match, no?
Wasn't he playing? He was playing, yeah, just now.
Yeah, he was playing. He was playing the last match. He played the last match. लेकिन हॉर्मीपम तो होना ही चाहिए था, अगर आईएसएल का हिसाब से हॉर्मीपम को होना ही चाहिए था. लेकिन हम लोग देखा गया है कि जो आईएसएल में अच्छा खेलता है कि श्योर नहीं है कि वो इसमें भी खेलेगा, लेकिन हॉर्मीपम शुड गेट अ चांस. लेकिन या नरेंद्र गहलोत को लाया हुआ है हॉर्मीपम. फॉर मी आई वुड रेट हॉर्मीपम बेटर देन नरेंद्र गहलोत राइट नाउ. Of course, all due respect to Narendra Gehloot, he has done well with the under 21 or under 23.
I guess, but Renedy Hormipam and Narendra Gehloot are both, and even Roshan Singh to some extent, are both part of the same bracket where you're coming right now for the camp, but your chance to get in and become a regular is still far away. You have still.
लेकिन नरेंद्र गहलोत को पहले भी चांस मिला हुआ है. नरेंद्र गहलोत is in the team in and out for many years now. I think Hormipam को तो
he played in
the senior team.
Yeah, intercontinental.
Senior team,
intercontinental. Yeah, only
intercontinental. He scored a goal also.
Intercontinental or under 23, under 23, under 19, under 21. उसने देखा हुआ है इंडियन टीम कैसा है. लेकिन हॉर्मीपम लोग ने अभी तक इंडियन टीम को वो देखा हुआ नहीं है. तो आई थिंक tried and tested वाला को बुलाया. Then we need to see हॉर्मीपम more. कोच वही सोच रहा होगा मेरा ख्याल से.
मैं तो
But हॉर्मीपम, yes, he should be in the team.
रेडी भाई सॉरी, मैं थोड़ा मैं बस ये कह रहा था कि आई एक्चुअली थिंक इसके बाद जो मतलब टीम बनेगी, ये जो बैच के बाद, एंड विद ऑल ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस बैच, जो अंडर 23 को खेलते हुए देखा है, जो वो अभी क्वालिफायर्स खेले थे उन्होंने, मुझे क्यों नहीं पता, मुझे नहीं पता, बट आई फेल्ट सो गुड टू सी द वे दे प्लेड. देयर वाज अ कलेक्टिव इंटेंसिटी, a clear intensity that was of a higher level than when you see the senior team play. I haven't seen them play to that intensity. And the reasoning could also be that for a majority of their games, the senior team is also playing teams that are way better than them. Or you're playing versus a Sri Lanka or someone who's all sitting back. So it's not easy. But there's something very positive in the way that under 23 setup played. Yeah. So I really think those are good days ahead. And keeping in mind that a lot of that under 17 team, who are now part of the under 23 setup, are regulars for their ISL teams. They are regular starters for the ISL.
अर्जुन
खेल रहे हैं regular.
अर्जुन उसके लिए मेरा ख्याल से नरेंद्र गहलोत और दीपक टांगड़ी अंडर 23 में इतना अच्छा खेला है, तो हॉर्मीपम जैसा प्लेयर को थोड़ा सा अभी टाइम दो, उसको और परफॉर्म करने दो. क्योंकि हम लोग देखा हुआ है दीपक टांगड़ी और नरेंद्र गहलोत ने अंडर 23 में इन द डिफेंस में दोनों स्टॉपर में कितना अच्छा खेला है. तो वो देख के कोच ने बुलाया कि हाँ इसको खिलाना चाहिए अभी. तो आई थिंक इट्स नॉट अ बैड डिसीजन एक्चुअली, लुकिंग एट द अंडर 23 मैचेस, नॉट लुकिंग एट द आईएसएल मैचेस. आईएसएल मैचेस में दीपक टांगड़ी और नरेंद्र गहलोत ने बहुत कम मैचेस खेला है कंपेयर टू हॉर्मीपम एंड ऑल हु हैज प्लेड एवरी सिंगल मैच. तो कोच ने देखा है कि अंदर, आप जैसा बोला, तो अंडर 23 को देख के ही चूज किया है ये.
Jaydeep sir, my next big talking point is, has this season gone by for you been Sahel's best season? And is this the right time for him to really step up into the national team? Just see the way that he's playing. And he's playing regular football. Like earlier when we used to chat about him, we used to say कि यार 5-5 मिनट के प्लेयर को तुम कैसे जज कर रहे हो? Unless वो गोल नहीं मार रहा. गोल मार रहा है तो आप कह रहे हो जी चलो लड़के में कुछ है पंडिता की तरह, जब भी देखो गोल मार देता है. जो मिडफील्ड में खेलता है 5 मिनट, मैं साहिल की बात कर रहा हूँ. इस सीजन पूरा सीजन खेल रहा है, and you can see the way he's playing. Is this his best bet now to again get into that core and really stamp his authority in the Indian team?
Why he is? This is the best chance for anybody who has Stimac will be given chance, because this is a qualification tournament they are getting into.
No, but I'm talking about the kind of form that Sahel is bringing of a regular season behind him, which you haven't seen too much before.
Yeah, but as Renedy said just now, that ISL form and international form are two different things. We all know about it. So I hope he plays like that. He has played very well at the domestic level, no doubt about that. But yes, it is it is an opportunity for everyone. Why about that one boy only to
Because
step
there's
up their
something
game?
in him,
And
sir. There's something special in him. If you see him play, he gives you something very different. The way he moves with the ball, the way he holds the ball, the way he shields the ball, the dodge. वो बड़ा प्यारा है उसका dodge, मैंने देखा है. वो game में
but
कर रहा है. And it's,
will he get that much of time in the international level? I don't know. So
but अब जब तक आप उस
definitely not against Bahrain, I don't think.
that's what I don't know. It is, of course, he is a good player. There is absolutely no doubt about that. He is a good player, but he has to take himself a notch higher, which he should be able to do. And I think he's, as you said, he's capable of it. He's capable of it. Why not? He's a
रेडी
youngster.
भाई, आपको कैसी लग
I
रही
think
है
Sahal,
सीजन?
हम लोग ने साल को देखा था 3 साल पहले. I think the best match he had played was against Thailand, in Thailand, beating Thailand. I think that was the best
This was
match
the
that we
first
have
one,
seen.
first
3-3.
match,
Yeah,
first
yeah,
one, first game.
yeah.
Yeah.
That first
Abdul
tournament.
Samad
Abdul Samad, yeah, Abdul Samad को हम लोग ने जो देखा था मैच,
अच्छा
उसके
लगा था,
बाद
हाँ
I
जी.
think he couldn't perform the same again. So it was a downhill after that. And now this year again, but last year if you see, he had played only 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes coming. He couldn't do much. But this year he has been scoring, he has been performing the best. जैसा but then Jaydeep ने अभी याद दिलाया कि will he be able to do the same with international with the Indian national team the same way as he has performed? It's a big question again. That's why हम लोग के पास इतना मैच मिलेगा उसको perform करने के लिए, not really. So अब तो देना ही पड़ेगा अभी, लेकिन जल्दी ये करना है. So I think it's a big question there again. If he can perform like he has performed in ISL, good enough. Same as Colasso. What a lovely goal he has been scoring. What a great goal he has been scoring. Is he doing the same in international level? Not really. So
But
it's
he
all
played
big
only one
question
game
mark.
prior
So,
to this, 1 or 2 games before this, na Renedy bhai?
yeah. So,
Aney
but he
bhai,
has been performing well, scoring goals.
yeah, true. And Aney bhai, I'm just coming in that Sahel chat. I'm just coming saying that whether he gets to do it or not at the international level is a different thing.
He should
But
be in the squad, yeah.
whether he has it in him or not is another thing. And you see there's something in him that when he's on 5th gear, 4th gear, which comes courtesy regular playing time, which comes you being that 4-man attack that Kerala has with the 3 foreigners, you being a
Yeah.
part of that, and you being a difference maker in that, right?
Yeah.
You being someone who's calling the shots in that. You're not just a regular passerby who's connecting the dots like almost Indians are doing. You're there. So
No,
in that
I agree.
sense,
And I
he
think
finds
a
himself in
lot
good.
of things have worked out well in Sahel's context this time. Kerala Blasters are having a good season. Obviously, the team are on a collective high. So the confidence, particularly if you're playing in this creative midfield role, the confidence of playing in a team that's riding a wave in that sense, getting good results, pushing for a playoff spot, making it through the playoffs, doing all this stuff, it's bound to have a positive impact on a player who is a creative player, has that kind of sensibility and attack-minded player. I also think, because you're talking about what gear he's in and all that, he does have the ability, I think, to, while he's on the pitch, to move through the gears, like to that change of pace, the use of his body, feinting, and all of that stuff that he does. I think he's a very instinctive kind of sense when he's on the ball. How that connects into the way Stimac wants to play with the national team in the context of getting results against other international teams is a whole other story, of course.
4-2-3-1, bhai. Renedy bhai, you don't see him playing any other format.
I'm not sure about 4-2-3-1,
4-2-3-1.
Pandit, actually, because looking at some of these and also listening.
दो बचाएंगे आपके डिफेंस को, दो तो बचाने ही पड़ेंगे अगर आप बेटर टीम से खेल रहे हो.
I think वो 3 हो सकता है 3 खेले पीछे with two fullback.
क्या बात कर रहे हो भाई? भाई सिंपल 4 खेलो पीछे. यो ना ज्यादा आगे गाड़ी बुलाओ यहाँ पे अपनी, हैं? अभी बस स्टॉप पे ही अपनी गाड़ी लगी हुई है.
आप देखो फिर रोशन और जो इतने सारे जो फुल बैक्स हमारे प्रोबेबल्स लिस्ट में हैं, आकाश है, रोशन है, ऑल दीज गाइस, आप सुभाशीष है, आप यूज नहीं कर सकते फिर प्लेयर्स जो हैं आप जिनको लेके जा रहे हैं. तो पता नहीं, देखते हैं. एंड you know, and then
हाँ जी,
like
हाँ जी भाई.
if Roshan is a guy who's like Renedy Singh, he's got 8 assists playing left back. He's obviously bringing something to the table, and then playing with a guy like perhaps Bipin in front of him or Ashik in front of him. Maybe that's a combination that might be quite exciting for the national team. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Renedy bhai, 4-2-3-1. Would I be wrong? That seems like the most preferred
4-1-4-1
lineup.
4-1-4-1 for me.
4-1-4.
You
Oh
may
yeah,
call
he plays a lot of
4-1-4-1.
4-1-4-1. Yeah.
4-1-4-1. He plays a lot of 4-1-4-1, and especially this is a team you are not playing with Qatar, you are not playing with Japan, you are not playing with Korea, you are playing with Hong Kong, you are playing with Afghanistan. So 4-1-4-1.
But Bahrain, Belarus तो आपके
Belarus तो हो नहीं रहा है.
Bahrain,
Belarus is
Belarus,
not
but then
happening.
brother, we are prepared. Belarus का नहीं हो रहा है, Bahrain के साथ है, but we are preparing
हाँ, Belarus
to
not
play
happening,
against. We are preparing to play against Hong Kong and Afghanistan. So why don't we start with 4-1-4-1, where he has to play with more attacking players, and we have to win.
Mm-hmm.
So who would you play in front of defense then? Deepak?
दीपक है ही नहीं.
Yeah, he can. Deepak Tangri है. Deepak Tangri है.
है?
Deepak Tangri है. Deepak
I
Tangri
would
है.
play Mavia of Mumbai City.
Mavia, yeah, you
He's
can
played
play
that
Mavia
position throughout the entire season.
Yeah, yeah. Suresh भी है तुम्हारा.
Suresh injured है Renedy bhai अभी के लिए. So he's not part of this one. Deepak is there. Tangri is there. Deepak Tangri is there.
Deepak Tangri is there, and he has played. So yeah,
Jaydeep,
but one interesting. I'm really looking forward to see BP Suhail in this. Yeah, we have Mavia. Mavia को खिला सकता है. When you have Mavia, you know, we don't have to worry too much. Yeah, no problem. Mavia has played in there. Other than Mavia, we talking about Pranoy Haldar, Jackson Singh, but no, I would rather go with Mavia. Yeah, we have 4-1 one में जो holding में Pranoy Haldar, Jackson Singh, these are all the players who have played in that position. But Glenn Martins, and I'm sure Glenn Martin, he have played. So he have played in that position before, Glenn Martins. Yeah. So, but I will still go for Mavia, even though he's not having the best season for me this year.
Why not Pranay Haldar? Because I was quite surprised to see him back into the probables, because I thought he's
Pranoy Haldar for me, Dada, if you ask me, Pranoy Haldar, if we play Qatar, if we play Korea, Pranoy Haldar is the best. But then Pranoy Haldar will not give the best pass from there when we are playing Hong Kong or Afghanistan. But if we are playing with a better team, Pranoy Haldar or Jackson Singh is the better players.
What I also wanted to say that we all, perhaps some of us thought that Pranay Haldar's international career is now almost over, but having come to Jamshedpur he has certainly come back and doing well, and that he has come back into the team. It's a in the probables. It's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yeah. I agree.
People don't talk about this boy enough. For me, Yasir Mohammed gives you something really nice. What a left foot he's got.
Arjun bhai, Yasir को बहुत ही मैं last year से I'm a big fan of his left foot. You know, because India में left foot उतना दिखाई नहीं देता, लेकिन Yasir खुद ही दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है ये साल उतना किया नहीं जितना last year किया है. So I wish I feel that he should work more and play much better than what he has given this year.
Achha, one thing, Renedy, I would like. Sorry, Arjun, I just wanted to ask one small thing. Renedy, what do you think that? See, we are going for 3-pointers basically in this tournament, isn't it?
Yes.
So, what should be his best midfield if you're going for 3-pointers? Forward, we know who will play.
So that's why we need to put
1 and 4. So we need to put more attacking. We need to put more player who can play pass. So
that's what I say.
क्या टीम होगा? आपके पास जब Mavia है, Thapa है, आपके पास Liston Kolako है. So these are all the players for me that who should be playing. And Samad, Abdul Ali Samad. So more attacking player who can create more.
Midfield lineup.
आगे सर मैं झंडा घुमा रहा हूँ उस लड़के का. मैं इस सीजन झंडा घुमा रहा हूँ उस लड़के का, साहल का. इससे पहले जब भी बात होती थी मैं कहता प्लीज मेरे से बात ना करो. जब लड़के ने एक स्टेप ओवर पे आप लड़के को जज कर रहे हो, ठीक है जी, कोई जज नहीं होता है एक लड़का. पर इस सीजन कुछ तो है. आई होप सहल समद सर। और अभी जो गोल मारा उस लड़के ने एंड में, आज के मैच से पहले जो उनका मैच था केरला का, जो तिलक मैदान पे खेला जा रहा था, अरे क्या गोल मारा वहां पे भाई साहब। हाँ, खटैक और बूम।
सो
गुड।
अर्जुन, मेरा मिडफील्ड अगर दादा ने जैसा बोला, माउया होल्डिंग, आगे में थापा, साइड एक लिस्टन कोलाको एंड अब्दुल अली समाद।
हाँ,
लिस्टन और अब्दुल अली समाद ऑन द विंग्स, माउया एंड उसका आगे में थापा। That's my
चार हुआ ना, आपके पास तो एक और मिडफील्डर है।
एक और है सर,
और एक मिडफील्डर है, और एक मिडफील्डर है। आनी जो पसंद करेगा उसको डाल दो उधर में। एनी जो बोले उसको डाल दो।
प्रेशर।
नो, वी हैव मनबीर। सो देखो वो है मनबीर भी है, अब्दुल अली समाद को अब्दुल। So no. For me, I would go like if we have 5. So suppose holding में Mauya, Abdul Ali Samad, Thapa, Liston, and अपना Manbir Singh, who has done really well. Yeah. So for ATK, so दोनों wings में the fast wingers काफी fast है, और आगे पे सुनील छेत्री को डालना ही पड़ेगा.
So you leave Yasir कह रहा हूँ, sorry, you leave Bipin out.
So who? Bipin आपका अगर जैसा फॉर्म चल रहा है बिपिन का, जैसा इंडियन टीम के लिए बिपिन लास्ट ईयर भी खास कुछ नहीं कर सका, इवन दो आई एम अ बिग फैन ऑफ दैट गाय, लेकिन लास्ट ईयर भी कुछ उतना किया नहीं है. तो मेरा ख्याल से लिस्टन और मनबीर जो कर रहा है ये, अगर वो दोनों इतना फास्ट विंग में अगर कर सकता है, या सुनील छेत्री और बीपी सुएर को तो एक बार दे दो चांस, द वे ही हैज बीन परफॉर्मिंग, दैट गाय, द मलयाली गाय हु हैज बीन परफॉर्मिंग रियली वेल. सो थोड़ा सा एनी का टच लिया हुआ है.
बीपी सुएर तो ठीक है, थोड़ा फाइटिंग क्वालिटी है उसके
अंदर.
सुनील को थोड़ा देर और बीपी सुएर को थोड़ा देर, आई विल बी एग्री.
सर मैं एक बात कह सकता हूँ, अनपॉपुलर ओपिनियन, क्योंकि जी कर सकते हैं, भाई है अपना, वो सुनील छेत्री अपना भाई है, और हम जानते हैं कि उसकी फ्यूल गाड़ी में फुल टैंक है, अभी भी चल रही है जी गाड़ी. पर इस सीजन मुझे थोड़ा सेंसेस आए हैं कि अब सिर्फ सुनील छेत्री की फुल टैंक नहीं चलने वाली, थोड़े अब आ रहे हैं बंदे, to lay their stake, to claim or whatever you would call it, however you would call it, which is a good thing. While it's one from a bad thing, is I think Sunil ka thoda, he sort of slowed a little bit, or however you may like to call it, or maybe not as involved or as how do I put it? As the key figure who's sort of defining games. Still does it, but possibly it's come down a little bit. And I think them other kids are coming up now. Maybe not one guy, it's a bunch of them.
हाँ, लेकिन आपके पास अभी सामने हमको जो क्वालिफायर्स है, उनमें जो टीम्स है, उसके अगेंस्ट में तो he will still be very useful, I think. Well, we are not playing Qatar, or we are not playing Oman or anybody. The kind of teams we are playing at the moment in the qualifiers I'm talking about, not against Bahrain or anybody. I think he will still be very useful for us.
Of course, no doubt.
I think so. I don't know how you look at it.
No, I think Jaydeep is right, Arjun. If you see, अगर हम लोग ने साफ कप में देखा है कौन स्ट्राइकर ने गोल किया है, the end of the day सुनील छेत्री को ऊपर ही करना पड़ा. तो but good thing is good thing is अगर सुनील छेत्री परफॉर्म नहीं किया तो बीबी सुएर तो है, who has been performing, तो उसको चांस दो. So there is always, आपने बोला सुनील छेत्री को इतना इजी नहीं होगा, थोड़ा सा आपको ढीला दिखाई दिया. We have VP Suher to come in and prove that he is good enough. So good competition.
लगता है उसको चांस मिल जाएगा VP Suher को खेलने का, because हमने लास्ट शो में तो यही बात करी थी कि उसे कैंप में अलाउ टू रिवॉर्ड हिम, फिर देखना टीम में नहीं.
कैंप में भी अलाउ करो, और अभी जो देखेगा हम लोग बहरीन के साथ देखने दो कि बहरीन कितना खेल सकता है. ऑफ कोर्स बहरीन प्लेइंग बहरीन एंड हांगकांग विल बी टू डिफरेंट. ऑफ कोर्स बहरीन इज वे way above Hong Kong, but still VP Suher लड़का के पास कॉन्फिडेंस है यार. फॉरेनर के साथ अगेंस्ट के साथ खेलो, कुछ भी खेलो, कुछ करता तो है. सो देयर इट विल बी ऑलवेज एडेड बोनस उसको ला के कुछ करने के लिए.
Renedy is right, because he was playing in Middle East before this. 3 साल पहले, 3 years back, when he first played for Kerala in Santosh Trophy, when he attracted attention, then I think he came to East Bengal, I think he came to East Bengal. Mohun Bagan. He came to Mohun Bagan, and then he went to Middle East, I think. he went to Middle East and played football there. तो उसका थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस तो है और काफी फाइटिंग क्वालिटी है लड़के के अंदर, नो डाउट
मिडिल
अबाउट
ईस्ट किया था, आई डिडंट नो दैट.
मिडिल ईस्ट किया था, या ही वेंट टू मिडिल ईस्ट. उसके अंदर फाइटिंग क्वालिटी तो है, ऐसा नहीं कि ही कैन ड्रिबल अ लॉट और एनीथिंग. एक ही ड्रिबल है उसके पास मेरे को लगता है, लेकिन बहुत काफी फाइटर है वो. और इंटरनेशनल फुटबॉल में चाहिए, हाँ इंटरनेशनल फुटबॉल में चाहिए ऐसे लड़के.
हर मैच में प्रूव किया है उसने, लड़का ने एवरी मैच में प्रूव किया है दैट या स्कोर करो या असिस्ट करो, कुछ तो कर रहा है लड़का.
भाई कॉन्वर्सेशन इज फ्लोइंग लाइक वाइन. हाय हैं एंड जब वाइन
I don't know where Renedy Bhai are coming from. I know where he's coming from, but there's no why.
फीलिंग्स दे रहे हैं हम तो फीलिंग्स दे रहे हैं.
एनी मणिपुर होके गया है तो पता है अब ये कहाँ से आ रहा है.
नहीं, मैं फीलिंग्स दे रहा हूँ, पर मैं कह रहा हूँ दोस्तों, टाइम आ गया, आप लोग अपने सवाल दो. And we'll start taking your questions on the show. Renedy Bhai is there, Aney Bhai is there, Sir is there, and we'll start taking them. # hear me out. Send us your questions right now on the chat. और फिर बाद में ये मत करना चू कि जी हमारे सवाल नहीं लेते. ठीक है, हम इतने देख रहे होते हैं. Just send your bloody questions, bro, and we'll take it now. Abhishek Nayak has asked a question. He's saying, why are you sidelining Brandon, the best bowler? Renedy Bhai, you want to take? I'll start with Aney. Aney Bhai. Are you? I think I am. मेरे होता. He wouldn't be in my playing 11 if everyone's on form.
No, he's not. Unfortunately, yeah. But that doesn't mean he's sidelined or anything. He has the chance to have a great camp.
वो दिल से बोल रहा है. वो तो बोल रहा है भाई, उसका प्लेयर है ब्रैंडन अभिषेक.
हाँ नहीं, ठीक है, सही बात है यार, ठीक है, fair enough. I agree with that. But there are options now for all of the things that Brandon brings to the table. There are options. If you're playing a fullback like Roshan, you have a guy who can take set pieces like Renedy was saying with both feet. You're playing Sahal, you're playing Thapa. So, you have creativity as well. You have engine also. And then you have cover at the back. Even at the back, we are playing an Apuya instead of Glenn Martins, who has had probably much more playing time, right? So there is competition for spots. I don't think anyone can take it as a given that this guy is the best player in this position in the whole country. That's one of the small advantages that has small steps of progress that we have seen over the past couple of years, like you guys have pointed out rightly. So I don't think he's been sidelined, but there are ups and downs in form, which not only happen
he was
to the
injured
player also, but
for a big part of the season.
But also the club.
Injured.
Yeah. So injuries, form, how your club is playing, all of these things come together to kind of determine what happens immediately with the player, right?
I feel Brandon is a great player. Brandon is a good player, but he's injury prone, and he has not been playing matches. So it will be too early, even if he gets fit. And if you see last few matches for Indian team, he has played well. He did well, but then the form that he is in, that he has not played many matches. So I don't think we would, at least for me, he will not be in first 11. But yes, of course, he's always an interesting player to come in.
I agree with you. There's one more sawal. A lot of people asking on Udanta, Renedy bhai. Have you seen positives from Udanta this season?
Udanta,
when that boy is on
Udanta,
form, and then when that boy, he again gives you something no one else can.
Yes, the good combination with Sunil, who is the greatest goal scorer for the Indian national team. But Udanta, for me, he has to perform more. He has to give more. At least, especially with the Indian team, I think he has to perform better than if he want to be in the first 11. But right now, with the players that we have, Liston Kolako, Manbir, where would Udanta play in the first 11 right now? And he got injured. He got injured yesterday, I think. I feel, yeah. So yeah, Udanta and Manbir on the wing.
Udanta is not
sorry, just one thing. Manveer, Liston, for as good as they are, and agree with Renedy bhai, Manveer, Liston are not your out-and-out wingers. Huh? Udanta is an out-and-out winger, the crossing kind.
But they are playing out-and-out wingers now.
You have guys like Bipin also around.
Out-and-out wingers now for the club.
But Renedy bhai, what I'm trying to say is that regularity of just going and cross, is season at least you're seeing an end product to Udanta. Earlier, वो end product भी नहीं दिख रहा था पिछले कुछ season से.
No, उसका आगे 3-4 साल आगे में उदांता was in best form, no doubt about it. कितना assist कर रहा था, but last season and this season is like hot and cold. कभी है, कभी नहीं है. So the way on the wing, up the out and out on the wing, Manbir and this guy Liston, who can take on players, who can assist, who can score goals. So I don't think Udanta, have got a chance in first 11 when these two players are playing right now. The form that they are in, those two guys.
There's another question on Indian Football Addictor sent this question. Let's take this question. #hearmeout. भाई hashtag का बड़ा अच्छा इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, क्या बात है? Don't you guys think without Brandon we will lack that creativity, those through balls? Form is temporary, class is permanent. Sir, ये तो Brandon साहब के fan हैं and agreed.
How many through balls?
थोड़ी जरूरत है यार. बहरीन के साथ कौन सा आप थ्रू बॉल डाल रहे हैं यार?
नहीं, बात तो हांगकांग की हो रही है, अफगानिस्तान की हो रही है, सॉल्ट लेक की हो रही है.
हाँ, the two games against Bahrain will determine what the final playing squad will be, ना. So
होंगे सर. Brandon is sure shot. Sir, Brandon is sure shot in this team.
How many through balls we have seen in the last 5-10 matches? Can anybody give me a statistics? The through balls the people are talking about.
सर आप अपने पहले लाइन में लाठी मार देते हो, तो उसके बाद बंदा बोले तो क्या बोले.
पूछ रहा हूँ. I think the best pass we have seen in the last few matches, I think the one from Rahim Ali, which Sunil Chhetri scored against Nepal. That was of course not a through ball, but that was a very fine pass. बाकी तो कहाँ पता नहीं. Good नहीं, that was a very good move actually. But
yes,
I would like to ask कि ये क्या हम क्या can we show some consistency? That's what I'm asking. मतलब it is my question again. Can we show some consistency? Renedy, what do you think? We will be able to.
Dada, say Brendan अच्छा passer है, no doubt, but the current form that he is in, of course, yes, he will get few minutes against Bahrain, and we will be able to see that. But I don't think he will be in first 11. But it all depends on the coach, though. But to be in the first 11, we have got more. Mawia is a creative player. Thapa is a creative player, and Brendan and Liston and Manbir. So I feel those four are the for me. Those four are the first four, and Brendan can come in later.
एक सवाल आया, एनी भाई आप ले लो. रोशन जीके ने बड़ा तड़कता हुआ सवाल पूछा है यहाँ पे. #hearmeout. Do you guys think Stimac कहाँ गया सवाल एक से? Do you think Stimac keeps the job when we don't make the group as winners? So, just to say that you can still qualify if you're not a winner.
No.
But you can still qualify if you don't win.
No,
if you don't qualify. What is the question?
No,
if you don't qualify.
Do you think Stimac keeps the job when we don't make this group as winners? So you don't win, you don't finish.
Of course he keeps the job.
As long as you qualify, na, basically.
If we don't qualify, he doesn't keep the job. I think if he does qualify, if we do qualify, it makes sense to keep him till the Asian Cup. I mean, that's logic. He's building a team for that tournament. If you're qualified for the tournament, what sense does it make to then remove him from the position? So that's my logic.
ये information जयदीप दा का पास होगा.
निकालो लाठी.
जयदीप दा का पास है ये information. अरे भाई अगर ऑफिस ही नहीं है तो नौकरी कौन करेगा? अगर आप क्वालिफाई नहीं करते हो तो ऑफिस बंद हो गया. कोचिंग करके क्या करोगे? किसको कोचिंग करोगे अगर क्वालिफाई नहीं हुआ तो?
But I also do want to say that just because the teams, we are not playing Bahrain or Qatar or Japan or Korea in this round of qualifying, we were never expected to. But that doesn't mean that playing against Hong Kong and is it Cambodia or what is it?
Cambodia.
Yeah.
Cambodia and Afghanistan. They are not easy teams. We've had tough times against all of them.
मैं तो कितना डरोगे जिंदगी में ये बताओ.
मैं तो साफ
से खेलोगे हैं.
मैं बस कह रहा हूँ कि लाइक जो ये assumption है कि
निकालो
हम जा रहे हैं,
बाहर निकालो भाई. यही तो टाइम है निकालने का, कॉलर अप खेल के खेलने का भाई.
हम तो 7 पॉइंट लेके चल रहे थे. Renedy is laughing.
हम तो हमेशा सीखे पे रखते हैं भाई. वो डरने की बात नहीं है, बट
यहाँ पे अगर if you don't play as gangsters, if you don't play like guys who belong, if you don't play like this is my ilaka and I am going to take you on, even Afghanistan, sir, even Afghanistan, अरे तीनों टीमों पे आपने सर लेनी है, and for that Renedy bhai is right in a way कि you need people who can open up the game in their half, in the final third,
take the
who have
game
that calm, that's for before doing whatever you do creatively, you need to have that calm to be able to think about it and do it in that split second decision, which comes like automated or something.
Which goes very well back to that question on Brandon Fernandes. Today, is he the guy, your best option to do that have that kind of impact?
Not for me.
I didn't think so.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me. Okay, I think we've done a lot. 10:35 at night. Anyone else final? Because see, हम जून की बात कर रहे हैं, बहुत आगे भी जा रहे हैं. The Bahrain game is right now in March. So of course we'll be talking about it. And what we're also going to be doing is that the playoffs are pretty much done. The 4 playoff teams are done. So once the league stage comes to an end, and there is a 3-day gap between the playoffs and the league stage, we will do a show on the 4 playoff teams, and we'll also do a show on the league phase gone by and the league winners, because they get a direct entry into the Champions League. Renedy bhai is there. He's seen this league from close quarters. Ishwaq will join us. Ishwaq couldn't join us today because his team was playing crazy game. 4-2 हार रहे थे. Last 10 minutes 4 all खत्म हो गया. भाई पागलपन. So Ishwaq will also join us. Hopefully Richard Hood will join us. तो अपनी ना ये जब भी 4 विंडो है 6 विंडो हो जाएगा. और ये विंडो का कोई मतलब पैसे नहीं लग रहे, तो मतलब 8 विंडो भी हो सकता है.
हाँ, विंडो के पैसे नहीं लग रहे भाई. और दूसरी बात ये बोलना बहुत जरूरी है कि सब्सक्राइब करने के भी कोई पैसे नहीं लग रहे हैं, प्लीज. कब से
मैं नहीं बोलता ये सब भाई. हमने ये आईटीओ के नीचे कटोरा नहीं लेके बैठे हुए हम.
नहीं, कटोरे की बात नहीं है भाई, बट ये 4.97
नहीं आना मत आओ ब्रो,
ये नहीं बन रहा है. इसको 5,000 तो करो, उसके बाद चिल करेंगे.
5,000 हो जाएगा. वैसे आपको रेनेडी भाई मैंने इसको बोला था यूरोस में. मैंने कहा ब्रो 10,000 इजी यूरोस. कुछ नहीं पड़ा. फिर मैंने कहा नो प्रॉब्लम. अभी इंडिया के मैचेस हुए थे जो कतर में हुए थे, and I said no price, 6,000 7,000 20,000 नहीं nothing. और अभी बीच में we had done something again. I don't know what it was that you guys were doing. We had come back after a long time. Women's Asian Cup. मैंने कहा women's football, all that, emotional angle, everything. 5,000 easy. 4.94 अटके ही में. बड़ी नहीं रही गाड़ी वहां से.
अब इंडिया को क्वालिफाई करने दो 1 लाख.
पॉइंट आ जाएगा.
Let India qualify. फिर देखना आगे जाके.
Have I missed out on anything? If anyone wants to make a point on any of the other players, we can talk about everyone individually. But मोटा तो बात कर ही लिया है. ठीक है जी. Jaydeep sir, Aney, Renedy bhai, thank you once again for your time. And आप लोगों से मुलाकात जल्द होने वाली है, because that playoff show we have to do soon. So as soon as the league stage is over, I think a day or two after that, we'll do the playoff show. And to everyone on the show, regularly 200 people watching today, constant.
Oh, great.
After बड़े दिन बाद 200 की यहाँ आंकड़ा हमने छुआ है. तो 5,000 की गाड़ी अब हमने जो अपनी दास्तां आपके सामने रखी है, 5,000 छुआ दो भाई. 5,000 छुआ दोगे तो कुछ स्पेशल करेंगे हम लोग आपके लिए.
मैनचेस्टर डर्बी छोड़ के शो देख रहा है, मतलब आई थिंक वी हैव टू बी ग्रेटफुल टू दोस गाइस.
या
फुल ऑन में चल रहा है अभी.
रेडी भाई, वो तो नाम का डर्बी है. तो अच्छा, हैशटैग प्लीज भी चल गया है, हमारे प्रोड्यूसर ने चला दिया है. धन्यवाद जी. ठीक है जी.
Thank you
so much.
Thank
Much
you.
love to all of you.
Bye.
Good night. Take
Thanks
care. Bye
brother. Thank you.